Alright, good morning. We're back out here getting ready to see if we're gonna have a uninvited tenant to evict today, and looks like we've got her. This Mama Raccoon decided she wanted to take residence in this unfortunate attic and keep her unintended landlords awake for most of her night. We also know she's got some babies in there, so we're going to try to get in there today and see if we can locate those babies and get them out of there so we can get Mama and her babies relocated into a more desirable location where her and her babies will be safe. Alright, we got Mama off the roof. She's down on the lower ground, but as you can see, raccoons have the tendency, especially, well, realistically, only female raccoons are generally going to do this kind of damage and are going to work this hard to get into an attic. And she does this way her babies can stay warm in a consistently warm location. So they really like attics and roofs for this very reason. They would typically find soft spots in the wood where there's water damage that they can exploit, and then once they can get a good edge, and they can do quite a bit of damage to be able to get this open so they can gain their entry. What we're going to end up having to do to follow this up is we're going to have to seal this hole up because we don't want anything else getting in. Squirrels, rats, things like that can sometimes take advantage of an opening, and this area is going to be pretty rife with both. So we're going to get this all sealed up so this way this stays protected until the homeowner will have the unfortunate need to get their roof fixed. She's also damaged certain other areas in the roof, so this was just unfortunately going to be some collateral damage here, but we're going to get this all sealed up and get them taken care of, and now we're going to get into the attic and start trying to look for those babies. Alright, we're back taking a look at some of this raccoon damage here. I just want to kind of let you guys see what raccoons can do. You can see she's torn away quite a bit of this siding here in an effort to try to get in any way that she can. You'll also see a lot of this loose shingle where she was tearing up at the shingles. And you'll see a lot of raccoon scat right in these areas here. So they do quite a bit of damage if they really want to get in someplace. So, and she didn't stop just there. She also worked on the other side. Not quite as bad, but nevertheless, damage is damage. She worked pretty hard at the siding over here. Worked on the shingle a little bit too, but not quite as bad as on the other side. Raccoons can be incredibly strong. They are also incredibly clever. If they're determined to get in someplace, there's a very high likelihood that they're going to, unless they essentially are indestructible forces by which she's contending with. Most shingle roofs are typically not going to be that. So I've had them tear open roof vents. I've had them even utilize things like this gooseneck vent right here. There's a screen typically underneath, but this is really child's play for a raccoon. They can tear those out pretty easily. And we already see that she's already just torn a hole right through the roof itself. So a raccoon, if they really want in someplace, they will figure out a way typically. But we try to make our resolutions to these issues as fast and as efficient as possible to ensure that they can do as limited damage as possible. So we're going to get down here, and now it's time to get up in this attic and try to locate these babies so we can get them out and get them back with their mama and get them released in a safe area, hopefully away from housing. All right, so we're still on the search for the babies. So about 80% of the time they're close to the entry, which is right here. Now I've already scoped this out. They're not here. Now I have looked through the attic on this side. The neighbor, this is a duplex area, so the neighbor is not home next door for me to request entry to get on her side, because they can get, as long as the soffit all runs together in this structure. So about right here is where these units split, but as you can see, the soffit all runs together. So even though she's technically entered on this side, that doesn't mean she's not going to be able to get over here. In fact, I know for a fact she has been, because this neighbor has complained. So we at this point have to try to determine where they're at. Now, in an ideal circumstance, they'd be right up here on the soffit somewhere. From the best of I've been able to check, I do not see any signs of them right now, but I do know for a fact that they're here, because they have recorded noises of the babies cooing from inside. So I know that they're here. It's just a matter of where. But more often than not, so she did fall through the soffit right here. At one point, the panel is laying there. She has, and I've scoped this run of soffit and not see anything. So we're still going to be on the search, but you know, you can see how complex this can actually be. It can be very difficult to be able to acquire them, and we definitely don't want to leave them up there for too long without their mama, so we want to get them back together as soon as possible. All right, we are round 2 for baby raccoon recovery. We had to wait a little bit until the other tenant got home, so we had access. She did state that she was hearing some noises, so I want to try to take a look and see if we can locate where these little guys might be, but they should be back here somewhere. That's a very narrow spot, so we're going to see if we can locate them. All right, don't ever let anybody tell you that this is glorious work, but there are babies. Now the trick is trying to get over there to them. So unfortunately, when you're in an attic, especially when you've got to climb on all fours, oh no, it's a little tricky. So let's see if we can get over here and get to these precious little things. Yeah, they're all huddled up there. I got Mama in the back of the truck currently. They try to huddle together to try to stay warm. So what I want to try to do is I'm going to grab them here and get them out and into a bucket so we can get them back to their mama. All right, here we got ourselves a little bucket of babies. I'm sure these guys will be much more happy getting back with their mom so she can keep them good and warm and keep them fed. I'm sure they're a little hungry right now. Their eyes aren't even open, so they're not very old. So they're definitely want to get them back to their mom here very, very soon. Happy reunion for these guys. Sorry, I'm a little out of breath. It was a tight area. So, but I'm just glad that we finally got them and we can get them back with their mama. All right, folks, final destination here. We're actually here at a wildlife rehabber's facility. So basically what we need to do now is get Mama here reunited with her babies. It's unfortunately not as simple as just taking the babies, putting them out in the woods and releasing the mama, because most likely she actually will not come back for them. She'll basically book it as soon as you let her go, and most likely the babies would end up succumbing to predation. And obviously we don't want to go through all of this and have that be the case, right? So what we're going to do is put her in a temporary pen that allows her to be with the babies. She'll be held here for about a day or so, allow her to take care of the babies, get them back to nursing. And then the wildlife specialist will basically open the door and walk away, and then the mama will be able to take her babies and go at her leisure as soon as she's able to find a new place to be able to keep them and keep them safe and protected and warm. So this is the end of the road. These guys get to start their new life, and hopefully they will choose to stay out of people's attics moving forward. Yeah. All right, mama. Push you out here. There you go. All right. And of course, she's gonna start trying to climb. Thank you. All right, yeah, she's gonna be a little frustrated. She's gonna be a little stressed at the moment, which is typical. But she will settle down. She's not gonna be able to get out of here. And in time, after everything goes quiet, she will go back to her babies. She'll start to nurse. But right now, she's a little freaked out. So we're gonna give her some space. And hopefully in the next day or so, she's gonna find a new place to take her babies, and then she'll come and keep them, and hopefully they'll stay out of trouble.